There is one last slightly topical thing that I wanted to touch on, and I kept saying throughout the whole thing, we're going to touch on it very briefly.
Yes.
Yes. I'm going to start again, which will be cut from the original, but it's in this part. My t-shirt, I am wearing a t-shirt which says power. What does it say? Maybe the one
Our
is keeping
females.
power to the females. And we have this beautiful sign of her body, her choice, because in America, this past week, since the first episode of this two-part special to now, there has been a ridiculously terrifying change to the laws in America. And I just wanted to, I guess, touch on that very briefly because I feel it's the responsible thing to do.
Well, I think as well, it's good to touch on it because as queer people, I mean, in Australia, we're a little bit lucky that we don't have the same issues that Americans do. But America is seen as the forefront and the precursor to anything that happens. So anything that happens in America is generally seen to follow suit in the rest of the world. Um, as queer people, so queer women 100% should be worried about this as well because it affects them in a way more so than us. But as queer people, we should be angered and upset for women with this massive overturn because queer people are going to be next. It's already been announced that the same Supreme Court justice that helped overturn Roe versus Wade has said that he wants to go after same-sex marriage and homosexuality as being both legal and non-criminal activities. So by going after these, like this massive overturn of Roe versus Wade shows that not only in 2022 are we as a people not safe, but the fact that the government can change anything when they really want to. We touched on it briefly last week, but the fact that you've got so many of these religious nuts that want to ban drag from being around their kids when so many school shootings are happening and they'd much rather have their guns than have a drag queen around their kids. And trust me, I'm the least friendly, like the least child-friendly drag queen around. Your child is safe around me because I don't fucking want them near me. But to tell me that what I'm doing is you'd want to make that illegal as opposed to having someone being able to have a gun and shoot me just because they feel like it. Like, I mean, granted, again, yes, we're safe in Australia because we have strict gun laws that have helped us since the early 90s when we had that last massive massacre. But in America, they're going backwards. Like the queer community, women in general, the fact that they're losing all, what's the word, autonomy. They're losing all autonomy over their bodies, over their own bodies is disgusting. Like you can't sit there and say, oh, you know what? You got pregnant via unjust means, you now must keep it. Oh, the pregnancy is going to essentially kill you if you give birth. Too bad, you have to give birth to that baby. And if you die, you die. Like you can't sit there and say that to someone. And then the fact that we're next. Like we're next. We are going to end up with, in America, it's going to go back so far that you are going to have women's rights taken away. You're going to have gay rights taken away. And America is just going to become such a backwards country. And the fact that no other country's politicians will step in to try and stop them because they'll be afraid of what the big superpower of America is going to do. Like we're in a world now where we thought we were getting better and safer, but this has just proved that nothing is safe. And my heart goes out to every single female in America having to deal with the repercussions now and the aftermath of this horrendous decision.
It's insane, isn't it? It's like I was so angry the morning when I woke up and turned the news on and saw that had happened. And I guess there was a level of me that was sort of like, oh, this is out of the blue. being here in Australia, and it wasn't necessarily being reported as consistently as it could have. But it's terrifying. It's terrifying to think that, we've mentioned on the podcast, not just in the queer episodes, but other episodes, about the danger of religion. Let's not talk about the danger of drag queens. Let's not even talk about the danger of guns, but the danger of all types of religion that force their agenda onto other people. If a woman is a religious woman and she doesn't want to have an abortion because her religion tells her that it's not okay, that's her choice. If
100%.
a woman is not of any religion, or is of religion, and chooses that an abortion is right for her, that is her choice. And
That's
that they're just like, oh, I'm so upset.
That's the thing about us as humans, is the fact that we have the ability, and it should be a right. It 100% should be a right to choose. Like, choice should not be a luxury afforded to the rich. Choice should be a right given to everyone. Like, not only choice, but the fact that you were just saying religion. So religious freedom and religion in general, again, should be a choice. So if you want to choose to live your life abiding by whichever religion you deem is appropriate for you, that is your choice. You do not get to turn around and dictate that I live my life by your religion. And that goes for not just me, but for everyone. Like, you cannot say that I'm a Christian, I'm Jewish, I'm a Muslim. You cannot sit there and say that I live my life by this religious teaching and then expect other people to conform and live their lives by the religious teaching that you choose. Because it's not fair. It's not, I'm not an out and proud, as in, like, I don't sit there and ram it down other people's throats, because quite frankly, it's no one else's business but my own. But I'm 100% an atheist in the fact that I don't believe. I have no religious connotations of anything, but I don't sit there and try and convince other people that God isn't real, because if they want to believe it, go right ahead. You can believe it. Just don't let your religious beliefs affect my life, because that's when I'll then have something to say about it.
100%.